welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Kyla, and in this video I'm going to share with you my 2024 reading journal as well as some 2024 lifestyle goals. I did share my reading goals in my January TBR, so if you haven't seen that video, I will link it in the cards as well as below. But today is all about lifestyle. I'm going to share the nitty-gritty with you as well as my 2024 reading journal. So let's just go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to share with you my lifestyle goals. I feel like this year, goals isn't even really the right word. I feel like I'm just more focused on habits overall. So I guess I'm just going to share with you the habits that I'm working on in 2024, but I did want to share with you the words that I chose. So every single year, I'm one of those people. I like to choose a word that really sets the tone for the year. Like having something to hold on to in those moments where I'm maybe not feeling my best, or something's happening, or something stressful's going on, something that's going to ground me back and go, okay, no, we need to take a step back. This is what we're focusing on. What will be, etc. So this year I actually chose two because I feel like they kind of go hand in hand, and that is relax and intentional. So overall, my overall being in 2024, I just want to be more relaxed about everything. Oh my god, it just started snowing. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Bring in the cozy vibes this year. That's what we're going for. We're just going for serene, relaxed, and cozy. I'm taking it as a sign. Anyways, so relaxed and intentional. I just really want to be obviously focused on relaxing. That's really going to help me reduce my stress overall. I won't say 2023 was like the utmost stressful year. There were definitely some things that happened that made it not so great. Like, I got laid off in January of 2023. I have yet to find a full-time job yet. The job market is insane, and that definitely brought a lot of stress into my life. But there was also other things going on. You know, I had emergency surgery in the fall and like all of these things. So really 2024, I just want to focus on relaxing and being intentional about everything that I do. So having this kind of relaxed approach and really being intentional about it and setting boundaries. I think that is just going to be the biggest thing. But also really being intentional about the things that I do, the things that I bring into my life, the things that I'm getting rid of, the habits that I'm creating, as well as just getting back to me. And we'll talk about this, but like, I definitely have let some things slip over the past, couple years or so. Like, since COVID, I feel like I've definitely let some things go on the back burner, shall we say. So really just being relaxed and intentional overall in every aspect of my life. We're going to talk about it, and you'll see that my habits and my goals kind of really reflect that. She has to bark at every freaking dog outside. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. It's not even every dog at this point. Every noise. So let's actually talk about my goals now and the habits, and I'm going to go over them with you. I have them written down in my journal, and I did them by category. So I have personal, reading, which I already went over, fitness and health, social media, and financial. So as far as personal goals, I literally wrote down decrease stress, and balance hormones. So I definitely am working. This also goes in like the health category as well. I'm really working on cycle syncing this year, really paying attention to my cycle and what that means overall, as well as balancing my overall hormones and just kind of going for like optimal health. Stress obviously does like a number on your body, and I can feel it. I can feel the stress on me, like not only in like how tense I am, but just, in my physical being. I know I don't feel my best self, and like obviously going through an emergency surgery, like that's obviously stressful on my body, and I feel like I'm still kind of feeling the effects of that. But also, I feel like when you go through something like that and stress, it really does get your hormones all out of whack. And like, look guys, I'm in my mid-30s now, so like we really need to be focusing on these things because, premenopause is really not that far away. Oh, that's depressing to say out loud, but like it's true. So I really want to work on my stress overall. Things that I'm doing to help with that, I am taking some supplements to reduce my overall cortisol levels, and so I'm taking magnesium and a cortisol calmer to kind of just bring the overall stress of my body down, but also just being more active. I'm a pretty active person, but definitely in the wintertime, even though I have a walking pad, it is hard some days to like get up and get moving. So definitely focusing on activity, even if it is just something as simple as a walk. And like I said, with cycle syncing, I'm really focusing during, specific times of the month, slowing down on the overall workouts and like just being really intentional about the workouts that I'm doing and not just being like I need to go balls to the wall every single day. I'm a perfectionist. Sometimes it's really hard for me to slow down in certain aspects, especially when I have certain goals or whatever. So really just, working on that overall and just reducing stress overall, as well as just like obviously reading helps me decrease stress, or like listening to music, or any of those small little habits that bring you joy is going to help reduce your stress overall. But also adding in things like supplements, food intake, being specific about certain foods, not to like an extreme, but like that kind of thing. Obviously I would love to find a full-time job this year or take on more freelance clients. I have really enjoyed freelancing. It's definitely been a learning curve for sure, but I have really enjoyed it. I mean, if I could freelance forever, that would be great, but also I really like the benefits that come along with a full-time job. So, either or, but we just need to bring in something of that nature this year for sure. And then I really want to improve my editing. So honestly guys, I have been editing on iMovie since I started. I feel like my videos are pretty basic. I like it that way. I like my videos to be very simplistic, but I do think there are areas that I could stand to improve, but also just experiment and have a little bit more fun with it. And that also carries over into my job and freelancing as well. So I definitely would love to learn Premiere Pro. I do have some skills in Final Cut. I just prefer not to use it, but I definitely want to dabble more in Premiere Pro this year. So that's definitely a goal, is to improve my editing overall. Then we talk about fitness and health. Like I said, I kind of already went over a few of those. I feel like stress and all of that really does kind of imply here, but I want to improve my cardiovascular overall, is something a little bit more specific. I'm not a cardio gal, okay? I prefer lifting weights. I find it more fun, but also I hate getting winded so fast. It literally annoys me to no end. I've never been an athlete. That is not something that's ever been in my DNA, but I would like to be able to move more freely without feeling like my lungs are going to give out on me. So I want to improve my cardiovascular overall. If I could run a mile in like a good time, that's great, but like I'm not gonna really focus on that. I just want to like feel it inside, if that makes sense, because I feel like if I grasp onto a specific goal, like running a mile in a certain amount of time, like I said, I'm a perfectionist. I'm going to not stop until I get there, and we're relaxing this year and being more intentional. So I just want to work on it overall, whether that's indoor cardio workouts. I do have a jump rope, so when the weather gets nice again, getting out there, jump roping, going for short runs / walks, that kind of thing. Be better about a supplement routine. I've really already done this in the past year, but continue. Also just doing more research and making sure I'm taking the right supplements for my body. Something that I desperately need to do, which is kind of what I was touching on in the beginning of getting back to me, is I need to really schedule appointments for things that I need. So I have gone years and years and years without a new primary care. It's bad. Mine retired, so that's sad. But I didn't go out and search for a new one right away. So I do have an appointment with a new primary care. Also just going to the doctor more in general. I also, fun fact, should be wearing glasses, but my glasses prescription is so far out of date. 10-year South date maybe that I desperately need to go to see the eye doctor. Also just all those kinds of appointments, you know, like I really want to keep up with like regular haircuts this year. I've always just been like a twice a year kind of gal, but I feel like my hair's doing better if I go get regular haircuts. So like really just doing things for me and like getting back to like the root of what you should be doing for yourself, but I just have neglected since, you know, the COVID hit and, you know, appointments were weird and awkward for a while there, but now that we're like back and we're okay, I would like to just, you know, do things for my overall health that I should be doing, but I'm not. Definitely need to get nighttime driving glasses because my astigmatism, out of control. Out of control. Driving at night is literally the most miserable thing on the planet for me. So that, I said more self-care, but like really in all aspects, and like just, like I said, going for optimal health. I feel like we're getting into that mode where like now this year I'm going to be in my late 30s, not my mid. I don't know, is 37 late or mid? I feel like it's just like right there on the cusp. I feel like 38, 39, you're really getting into your late 30s. 37, we're in between. We're in between and we need to start doing these things now. Now moving on to social media, I want to prioritize short form content this year. Something that people don't talk about when you're a social media manager for other people is how hard it is to keep up with your own content because you're making and creating and scheduling for other people. So I find it really difficult sometimes to like then find time to like film my own or have the energy to film my own on top of doing long form. But I definitely want to prioritize that this year. Been doing pretty well so far, so want to prioritize that. And then also, I want to reduce my time on the old TikTok. I feel like short form content is ruining my brain. I feel like my attention span is null and void. I used to have a long attention span. I could spend hours upon hours watching YouTube and long form content, and now when a video is more than like 30 minutes long, I'm like, and where's the next thing? Where's the next thing? Or I'm like watching a video that's like longer, but I'm also on my phone watching short-term, like it's a problem. I don't have ADHD, but I feel like short-form content has made me feel like I do. My attention span is this big, and it's a problem. I've never felt that way before, so I definitely want to reduce my time on the old social apps, be intentional about my time on there, you know, check out my friends, check out things. I do love TikTok for like educational purposes. I've learned so much about skincare and food and recipes and all of that. I love it for that, but being intentional about it, going on there and not getting lost forever with the scroll, going on there looking for what I need or just enjoying like a few minutes and then putting it aside because it is really getting to my brain. It's also affecting my reading, I feel like. So I definitely want to be more intentional about my time overall. And then lastly, financial. Really, obviously, the first thing that comes along with this is like getting a full-time job again, because I need to be making more. I would like to be making more. That's definitely a priority. But when that happens, getting back into sinking funds, I used to really enjoy sinking funds. I feel like they are the best way for me to save money and being really intentional about where my money is going. If you don't know what sinking funds are, really quickly, they are like mini savings funds, essentially. So like say you want to buy something, you set up a sinking fund and you put money in it until you have enough money and then you go and buy that thing instead of just like going and buying it and dealing with the aftermath, because I definitely have a problem, or I used to have a really spending problem. So sinking funds were really life-saving for me, quite literally, with money. So I want to get back to that. I really enjoy it. It's like a thrill overall once you like watch the numbers go up. I'm a numbers gal. I like watching the numbers go up, and honest, just like save money overall. Those are kind of like my goals overall. And then some smaller habits that I'm working on, my skincare for sure. I started a retinol journey, so that's been interesting and fun. So definitely being intentional about my skincare for sure, especially just because aging or whatever, like getting back into usually my gua sha, and this is all just like having to do with self-care as well and relaxing. I find skincare so relaxing, so definitely working on that habit overall, as well as hair health, really focusing on my hair habits as well. And then like I said, some of these other things, working on, you know, my cardiovascular overall, working on my supplements, and then in terms of diet, I'm not doing anything crazy, but I am focusing on getting more fiber, like not supplemental, but from my food, as well as upping my protein, which I'm pretty good about, or at least I have been, but I definitely could stand to eat more protein, especially with the goals that I have going on and balancing my hormones and that kind of thing. It all kind of goes hand in hand, so definitely working on that overall. But yeah, those are my goals, and it may sound like a lot, but a lot of these things I'm already doing. It's just doing them in a way now that is more relaxed and intentional and like aligns with how I'm feeling this year. So that is that. Now let's get into the reading journal. So the journal that I have is from Archer and Olive. I freaking love these journals so much. They're hardcover and they usually last me more than a year, which I love because obviously we love to save money around here. I do bullet journal. I am not the most artistic person, but I try my absolute best. So you will find that a lot of this is very simplistic, but that's okay. So firstly, we have the 2024 cover page. I kept this really simple, not anything crazy. Like I said, I don't have the best handwriting or calligraphy skills, so this is my attempt. It's fine. It's fine, okay? And then we go into my 2024 goals page. So as you can see, I have it done by category here. I just like having it that way. It really helps my brain when I'm setting the goals to really divvy it up into these different categories. And I just love this colorway. The pink, the green, and this brown just really work well together, and I'm obsessed. And then we have my growth tracker. So this isn't something that is like a major focus for me, but I do like seeing it, especially where I'm prioritizing short form content this year as well. I just want to see what happens when I do that. So we have a section for YouTube, done by each month, so I can see where I started, where I ended. I have the subscriber count as well as the watch time because I am still working towards monetization, so I just want to watch that. Instagram, I just did followers, and TikTok, I just did followers. I could go more into it, but honestly, that's just, like I said, I'm not really prioritizing the numbers so much. I just want to see at a glance what happens throughout the year. So that's that. And then we have my 2024 most anticipated page. This is all of the books that I am most anticipating this year. I did it up by month and I already started to fill it in some. I love this because I can go in and check it off as I read it. I also have a note in my phone for this, but I really wanted a spread where I could overall have and check off as I go because that just makes me so happy. And then we go into quarter one. So that was all just for the like overall year. More so, I like having everything set up per quarter. It just is so much easier to wrap my brain around a quarter at a time than like an entire year. And it also helps me just stay more present. I really do a lot more spreads in terms of quarter than the year. So anyways, we just have this quarter one title page. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just went for it. And then we have my bookshelf page, which I can fill in as I go. And these are the extent of my artistic skills. I drew a plant and a globe and some mushrooms and then used stickers for the rest because stickers saved my life. You know what? It's not that bad. It could be worse, but I love doing this bookshelf spread and I tried to do it by year the past couple of years and I find that doing it by quarter is just so much better for my brain and also easier to draw out. So we did it by quarter. And then we have a reading stats page, which this looks really boring at a glance, but it will be filled in with color as I go and as I start to fill it in, because I'm going to have certain colors for the genre, for the format that I read it in, the rating, etc. So it looks really boring right now, but it will come to life as we go into the year and as the months go on and as I start to read. But one stat I'm really excited about is adding in a stat of the cost. So if I get it from the library, I'm going to add the cost, obviously, and then if I purchase the book, I'm obviously going to take it away. That way, I can see how much money I've saved overall from taking books out from the library as opposed to buying them, and I'll have kind of like a net total at the end of the quarter and then at the end of the year, and I just freaking love that. Something that I really wanted to track this year. So we have the reading stats page, and then we track everything, you know, normally. Book title, author, genre, format, what kind of content was in there, like content warnings, if anything, page count, finish date, and then rating. And then we go into my January spread. I always do my calendars the same. They always look pretty similar to this, just very simple. I can really put my videos on here when I need to vlog, when I need to not. There's plenty of room. I've tried doing smaller calendars before and they just don't work for me, so really love this spread. And then we have my monthly TBR page, which again just kept really simple. I did do a little box in the corner for winter wean, so if there's a readathon going on, I will put the prompts in there and what I'm reading. This next page is blank because it's going to be a monthly wrap-up kind of page, but obviously we're not there yet, and I'm not exactly sure how I want to design it, so I just left it blank for now because it's something that I'm not going to do until the end of the month anyways, but it's just going to be wrap up in terms of stats, how much money I saved, what my favorite was, what my least favorite was, that kind of thing. So it's blank for now. And then we have my video tracker. This is how I do this every single month. It is just so easy for me, and I just really love this spread. I put all my videos that I want to do in there, and then what the process is for each of them. So like filming, editing, doing the thumbnail, whether they need a voiceover or B-roll or anything like that, and I can go and check off as I go through the process, and it's just really helpful overall. And then I have the short form content calendar, which this is new for me this year, but it's something, like I said, I'm focusing on short form content, so this is something that I have overall. So I will have a color for Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, and I'm just going to put in what I do each day and highlight it so I can see what I was prioritizing, what I need to prioritize more. I'm not going to get obsessive about it, but I definitely just wanted to keep track and see what I end the month on. Was I focused more on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, etc.? And then we go into my weekly spread. So this is pretty much how I set up my weeks, except the edges change all of the time. So I always have these 6 boxes in the middle for just a daily to-do list, but the edges always change. So I always do a calendar in the upper left-hand corner, but whether I do bills or workouts or content, or sometimes I will do, you know, skincare habits, or, you know, how many steps I walked or whatever. So those really change. It just depends upon what I'm feeling on tracking for habits that particular week. But this is pretty much how I set up my week always. But yeah, that is my reading journal walkthrough. Very simple, but that's just how I like it. And I really wanted to track more this year, so I really set it up in a way that would allow me to do that, but in a way that's going to work for me. Like I said, quarterly really just makes my brain a lot happier, and I feel like I want to have the quarter stats as well as at the end of the year being able to look back and go, oh my god, like this is so cool in quarter 1 compared to quarter 2, etc., as opposed to just doing one huge yearly thing, which I just feel like I never keep up with. So hopefully this year I've tailored it in a way that will help me keep up with it. But yeah, that is that. So those are my goals and my reading journal walkthrough. I hope you enjoyed. I would love to hear what your goals are for this year, or habits that you want to work on, or intentions, whatever you want to call them. I know everyone is kind of in their own zone of like what they want to focus on, but I would love to hear what you are working on this year so we can help keep each other accountable. If you ever need some accountability, I'm here for you. I'm here. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe if you are not already. Turn the bell so you never miss a video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!
the future is